Jackson back with you here at Song Mentor, and today's rockin' selection is from the album Machine Head. That's right, Deep Purple. And this song is on all sorts of lists. The Rolling Stones Top 500, Guitar Magazine's Top 10 Guitar Riffs of All Time. And the beautiful thing about this song is it's based on a true story. And so when our band plays this song live, I get to tell a little bit of this story as we're playing the intro to the song. Deep Purple was in Montreux, Switzerland. They were there to do some recording. They were using the Rolling Stones mobile studio. Some stupid with a flare gun actually fired it off during a concert, a Frank Zappa concert, and it set fire to the rattan roof of the casino. All that stuff is true. And what's also true is it's one of the greatest riffs of all time. Here's Deep Purple, Smoke on the Water. All right, Smoke on the Water. I should mention today that I'm using this Highland, beautiful Highland HEG 790 guitar, which is currently, anyway, for sale under the guitar clearance tab on the website. So if you like it and you're interested and you like the look of it and the sound of it, have a look. Smoke on the Water. Having been a teacher for 35 years in the classroom, whenever this song came up, I found that kids from about the age of 8 or 9 up knew this song. They knew the song, they knew the riff. I mean, it is purely one of the most contagious riffs in the history of rock and roll. And for the longest time, when I used to think that it was played something like this. Using bar chords. And I have since come to learn that Ritchie Blackmore, if you want to get that sound, the authentic Deep Purple sound in this song, you're going to use this method, which is pulling the 2 strings. I'm going to pull down with my thumb on string 4 and up with my forefinger on string 3. And exactly at the same time. Like so. Now you can pick that, and you're going to get it awfully close. But just that difference between picking one and then the other, and the slight delay, and picking them, feeling it, and picking them at exactly the same time, is going to be, well, if you're fussy, you want to be a fussy player, that's the way to play it, by pulling like that. Okay, so what we're playing there, fret-wise, is... Again, 3rd and 4th strings, open, 3, 5, open, 3, 6, 5, open, 3, 5 again, 3 and open, open, 3, 5, open, 3, 6, 5, open, 3, 5, 3, open. That's the riff. Now that riff is played 6 times altogether at the beginning of Smoke on the Water, twice on its own, and then he's joined by the Hammond, by the organ, on the third riff. The 4th riff, a snare drum kicks in, and then the bass comes in on sequence number 5 for two measures, and then we're into vocals in the first verse. So we can kind of recreate that for you. It's going to be a little bit boring because I can't do all that other stuff. I'll try and do a little bit of vocal bass if you like. But here's a little playthrough of the intro leading up to the opening verse. Okay, the chords for Smoke on the Water, and really they're calling them chords is a little bit of a stretch because they are basically all 5 chords, which means you're really picking 2 or 3 notes in each of these chords. But they're nevertheless they are chords, and the root chord of the song is a G minor, which is a G minor bar chord. We have an F major bar chord. We have a C, or C5, if you like. All of these I could call 5 chords. I could call this a G minor 5, and an F5, and a C5, which just, all that 5 designation means is usually it's just 2 strings. Like for the C5, I'm picking down on string 5 and 4. For the G minor for 5, you might get to 3 strings there, and you might also get to 3 strings with the F major. But the C is definitely a C5. You're also going to need an A flat or a G sharp 5. And then, of course, that pattern that we play through, although we're not calling them chords, if we had to name them, this would be the G, the B flat, the C, C sharp. So those are the chords you need, so to speak. All right, the rhythm pattern I'm going to show you today for the verses in Smoke on the Water is kind of a synthesis between what the guitar is sort of subtly playing in the background and what the keyboard player would have played on the organ. So rather than just play which is a pretty good rhythm pattern for this song, I'm just going to emphasize, give it that keyboard feel on guitar like this. Okay, so let's take a really close look at that pattern. So we're moving from G minor to the F major bar chord and then back up to the G minor bar chord. I'm muting here. I'm not playing. I'm muting the top 3 or 4 strings, heel of my hand here, and then it's a. So I'm basically picking what would be called a G minor 5, I suppose. The top 2 or 3 strings is all I'm picking down on there, and then up on 1 and 2. When we go to the F, you can pick up as well if you want, or you can just kind of leave it at. So either way. So let's play through a verse with vocals. 1, 2.
We all went down to Montreux by the Lake Geneva shoreline to make them records with a mobile. We didn't have much time. Frank Zappa and the Mothers, they had the best place around. Something stupid with a flare gun, burn the place to the ground. Smoke on the water.
All right, the chorus. The chorus, smoke on the water. And that's where we play the C5 and the A flat 5. And then down to the G minor root chord. And what you can do here to supplement this little section of the song is play this. Okay, so that little bit I'm doing there off the G minor is pretty straightforward. I've already played that in the intro. It's 3rd fret and open. The only variation there is I go to 3rd fret of the 4th and 5th strings, and then back to the open 4 and 3. And then we're back into the opening riff. Okay, let's play through a chorus. A 1, 2, 3.
Smoke on the water, fire in the sky. Smoke on the water.
Alrighty then, I just want to show you that little alternate rhythm playing during the guitar solo. So again, it's as if we're playing through a verse. We're going to play this sequence 4 times. That's 1. And that's 2. After the 4 times through that, we're going to play the C5. Notice my rhythm pattern there. Da, and then an F major. And then back into. And well, when we come back into the main riff there, I think the guitar soloist is something along that line. When he finishes the guitar solo there, that's when we're coming back into. Okay, just that alternate pattern for the guitar solo. All right, the final thing I want to show you is a way to end this song, and I can only show you how we end it. I believe it's a fade on the original recording, so we're into this. What we do is take it back to just drums, and then just the riff, and then the bass comes in again to fill in, and then the second guitar or keyboard, in our band's case it's the second guitar, comes in and joins it. And we end it like this, with a whole lot of fanfare. So we just finish on the C, like that. Okay, fine tuning for Smoke on the Water. Well, I've given you all the rhythm, riffing, and background stuff that you need, including some stuff that's sort of uniquely from me. So that's, guitar-wise anyway, sort of my take on how rhythm can be played during verses of this song. Of course, I've given you the signature riff. I haven't given you the guitar solo. It's a huge undertaking, but it's out there on the internet. So if you want to find it, create a backing track or get yourself to play the rhythm, have somebody else play the guitar solo with you. It'll be fun to learn, but it will be a challenge. Smoke on the Water, true story, lots of fun. We'll see you next time on Song Mentor.